Hey everyone! I haven't done many videos recently and I'm going to share with you why and where I've been, and towards the end of this video I'm doing a haul, I'm also doing a mail time, and I'm doing something else and I can't remember what it is because I haven't done it yet. But anyway, I hope you enjoy this vlog part of the video and I'll catch up with you at the end where I'll show you the things that I purchased. I have a dented forehead because I was just wearing a hat. Hi everyone, we have come to Old Town in Dubrovnik. Now, can you see the castle behind me? For any of you who haven't been to Dubrovnik before, Dubrovnik is the old town. Everything is contained within the castle grounds behind me, and this castle was actually built somewhere, they think, back in the 9th century. Can you imagine that, how old it is? Also in this area that you have here is one of the oldest apparently functioning pharmacies in the world. It's been going since the 13th century. Can you imagine how many people have been in there and asked for treatment in all of that time? It's crazy. Anyway, we're here because we're going to have a look around. I'm going to show you some of the shops because I know a lot of you are into that. That's not actually why we're here. We're just here to relax. But also we're going to go and have some lunch, and that is really what Dubrovnik is best for, is people watching, lunch, a glass of wine, a walk around. This is also where Game of Thrones was filmed, so any of you who are into Game of Thrones, you probably want to come here. It's beautiful. We're now in one of the main squares within the actual walls of Dubrovnik themselves, and some of you might be familiar. That there is one of the many oldest churches. There are quite a few churches built in here, and they were all built in slightly different centuries and decades. That one looks amazing. We're also in here because how annoying is this? When I packed for this trip, I left half of my clothes at home. I brought loads of t-shirts with me, but I've got no shorts. I don't really have anything nice to wear in the evening, apart from, thank God, I actually brought with me a couple of nicer evening tops. So one thing I am going to do here, although I think it's going to be quite difficult, is I am actually going to go and try and look for some clothes to get me through, because we're here for 10 days and this is the earliest part. Like, we're day 3 in, and I've run out of stuff already. I actually keep wearing David's shorts. He's given me a pair to wear, but he obviously doesn't want to give me any more because then he doesn't have any, so I need to replace them. There is one luxury shop, and I thought, I'm interested in going there, having a look, not necessarily to buy clothes to wear, but actually to look at how much things are here versus at home. So I'm going to take you in there as well. So lunch, that shop, have a walk around, I'll show you some of the streets, some of the things that there are to see here, and yeah, we'll take it from there. Everyone, look at this. We found the pharmacy. You know, the 13th century pharmacy? This is it. This is really cool. What does a 13th century pharmacy look like? This? Wow. No way. We're inside the pharmacy. Look at these beautiful paintings up here. Now, I did think that it was an operational pharmacy. Look in there. Are we focused? This camera's having problems today. Look how beautiful this is. Just imagine coming here all those years ago because you didn't feel very well. You'd definitely feel better here. Some of you are like, no, you wouldn't. Well, it depends what you've got wrong with you. This guy's foot's come off, and I think they're hoping to fix that. Pendants, and there are matching earrings as well. Look at those. So here we got the earrings. How pretty are all of those chains and necklaces? And the earrings. I love, absolutely adore local, different countries, original kind of old style jewellery items and their designs. This is really pretty. Look at the earrings. Look up there. Look, you can get a chain that's got an extra large bobbly bit on it. Here we go. This is pretty much the one and only, when I've researched it, higher end shops. And you can see there is YSL, there is Valentino over here, there is Loewe. I also saw in here Balenciaga, so I'm going to go and check it out and see what's in there. And it's called, the shop is called Maria. This is all on sale, and look, this is nice. Look at how much that is. Oh my god, look at this Givenchy bag. Givenchy. Can you, oh no, you don't have a spare hand. No one's got a spare hand around here. Is that it? 23,000 in krona, in Croatian, which I don't know how much that is. No way! A lyre belt. The sales, you wouldn't get this in the UK. How much is this? 7,000. That's about, God, that's about £700, I think. These are like over 1,000. We've come to this restaurant, we already know what we're going to have. They look to do amazing pizzas, so we're going to have a pizza. Oh, I was going to show you, can you see my earrings? These are traditional Croatian earrings, and they are 14 karat gold with pearls wrapped through them, and the man that I bought them from makes them, and he showed us videos of him actually making them. And I want to have a look today because I might try and get a bracelet to match, because I really like them. I've been wearing them ever since, and I'm like, yeah, I really like them. Pizza. I'm gonna get this one. Food has arrived. I'm having seafood pizza. David is having margarita, and we got some chips to share. This is the main street that I was telling you about. Can you see it's quite a lot wider than, if I show you, it's quite a lot wider than some of the a lot of the side streets. There's probably more side streets than there are anything else. Can you see all the steps at the top? We did that the other day, and my god, it hurts. The shopping here is quite minimal. I'm wearing my hat because the sun's in my eyes. The shopping here is quite minimal. It is mainly jewellery shops, and what else? Souvenir shops, a lot of like Game of Thrones souvenir kind of shops. There are clothes shops, but they're really touristy. They're kind of like beach cover-up things, and the kind of place that you go to buy postcards. It's not really, with the exception of that Maria shop that I showed you earlier, that's really one of the only ones where you can buy an outfit. And when we've asked before at the hotel, because at the hotel we said to them, where is everyone buying clothes from? And they said, oh, most people buy them online. But seriously guys, there is like nothing. There's no H&M, there is no Zara, there is no Starbucks. But just to say, if you come here, don't forget your clothes like I did, because it's very difficult to buy anymore. Just taking a seat, and I thought I would show you what I just purchased. So here is the bag, there is my COVID mask. It's in this box. Let me adjust the exposure. It's a pendant. I love it. Matches. I'll show you it better when I'm at home, because I don't think you can see the colour on there. It's the second to last evening, and David and I are on our way out. I found this top in town. Look, £7. Can you believe it? David's here. £7. We're all being ripped off. Look at that. So yeah, we're gonna go and head now. And we're gonna go and get some drinks, and then we already know where we're gonna go out for dinner tonight. We actually wanted to go to the restaurant down here, and that restaurant is part of our hotel, and we've eaten there loads over the course of this trip. But the problem is with it, it gets really, really busy, and tonight we wanted to go in there, but they're fully booked, so we've booked for tomorrow night instead. And that's where you get breakfast in the morning. Look at that view. Let me adjust the exposure. You can see it better, kind of. So I think I told you, right down the other end over here is called Sunset Beach, because doesn't it look great? And it's so nice and warm, and the bar we're going to go to is down there. You can just about see it. Now the downside to this bar is there's no seating. Now the bar, along with that restaurant, they're both part of the hotel we're in, and the bar is below the restaurant, which is up there. Is there no room again? Oh, it gets so busy, and they have the best cocktail menu ever. Otherwise we've got to walk into town, and it's kind of like a 10-minute walk that we've done 50 million times since we've been here, and neither of us can be bothered to do it again. Let's go and try and find a table. We can go and try. The scariest stairs in the world. I'm just going to film now so you've got some context. So that the bar that we came from was up there, and it was full. So we've walked down, and we've got a bit further to go, but when you walk down here, there's Sunset Beach at the end, but there's also a string of restaurants and bars, and we're going to go there and get a drink and then go for dinner. Do you know, when we look over here in the day, that concrete area, people sunbathe on that, and people also swim in this, which is the Adriatic. Look how clear that sea is. This is the restaurant and bar we've ended up in, which is part of this hotel, and the restaurant here is called Sphere, and you can see that it overlooks over there the sort of beach. I'm being careful not to get faces in, by the way, which is why I'm not showing too much. What was I even saying? I don't know. I look really sweaty, I feel. We've come to this final place for dinner, and tomorrow night we're going to the restaurant in the hotel that I told you about. Tonight we're at this other hotel that I've just mentioned, and there are a couple of items on the menu that we are going to get because we've got into a habit of it now, and you already know, don't you? Yeah. David's going to get this pasta dish that has beef in it, and I'm going to get the same dish but with prawns. This drink, I had this the other day. It was quite nice. Actually, it was quite plain, if I'm to be honest. It didn't really taste of anything. And then what we're going to have is, that's in Croatian. I'm having this. And I think the prices are really good. That's basically £8.50. and David's having...
It's about £10.
It's about, call it £10. I'm finding the food here is really quite inexpensive actually. I mean, if you look at the cocktails, it's around about £7. I mean, in London, how much would that be? Like 9?
Probably 15 in London.
Up to 15. So the food here is really well priced, particularly in the supermarket as well. We've been there a few times. I hope you enjoyed that. I just thought I'd film a bit when we were out there, and for any of you who haven't been to Croatia or to Dubrovnik in particular, it's the best place to relax. We found it so relaxing when we were there, and I wanted to show you some of the shopping because we didn't actually go there for that, believe it or not. Shopping isn't my life, but the reason why I show it all the time is because that's what this channel has become about, and I know that for a lot of you that's what you're interested in. And you know, fair enough, because when you do go on holiday, you want to know what's there to do there. Are there any shops to go and look around, or are there none? And I will say that there were none. There were really not many. In fact, there was no Zara, there was no Starbucks, there was no McDonald's, and I'm saying those particular brand names because they are everywhere in the UK, but there was none of that there. And I went there and I left half of my clothes at home. When I got home, I'd stacked them all up and I hadn't put them in the suitcase. So when I got there, I had loads of t-shirts and 2 pairs of shorts, and that was it. And I spent most of the holiday trying to find somewhere that I could buy some stuff to get me through, and I ended up not buying much, although I did get an amazing top that's £7. But anyway, things that I purchased. First of all, I purchased 2 pairs of sneakers. The first ones are these were really cheap versus at home. These were £30 and they're from Skechers and they're just really simple. I actually purchased these to replace some Nike trainers that I've got, which they don't make anymore, and I just really liked the simplicity of those sneakers, and I saw these and I thought, yeah, they'll do. The second pair that I bought are from Karl Lagerfeld, and for any of you who like, you know, the Alexander McQueen trainers that have got a really thick sole on them, if you like those, although they're like £400, but I will say I wear them a lot, and this is why I ended up buying these, because I didn't have those shoes with me. I had 1 pair of trainers, and in the evening, those trainers, they can make an outfit look really good without wearing a heel. Anyway, look, they're the same. They're basically the same shoe, only they're from this Karl Lagerfeld brand. These were 170. In the UK, I think they're about 150, but they were more because by the time the bank had charged me, that's what it ended up being. But I wore them loads when I was there. On the back, if I show you, this is patent leather on the back here, and then it's got the logo on the side. So with these, if you like the McQueen versions but you don't want to stump up that money, have a look at these, because these were, for what they are, they're quite affordable, and I'll link to them below if I can find them. I also purchased 2 really horrible dresses which are like elasticated. I didn't even wear them. I saw them in one of those beach hut kind of shops, and I was desperate at the time for something to wear, and I purchased them. There was nowhere to get changed. I went back to the hotel room, put it on, and I was like, they are awful. I don't know why I did it. I do know why I did it. I had nothing to wear, so I got a blue one and a red one, and this was like £6, but I shouldn't, £6 each, I shouldn't have done it, but I did. I'm also going to show you this top, which is one of my favourite purchases. I saw this towards the end of the trip when we were going out for one particular evening, and I said to David, it was actually on the day that I filmed the going around the castle bit. This is the exciting bit. I purchased some jewellery items. And I'm really into, like in Portugal, you've got the Portuguese filigree designs, which I really like. But then in Croatia, they also have their own traditional designs. And I got a few things. First of all, I got this, which is a 14 karat gold solid cross. And I plan to wear this on, I got the earrings to match as well, which I'll show you in 1 second. I'm going to wear this on this chain because this chain is made of tiny pearls and it's a choker. I'll show you this actually because some of you know that I make this stuff just for fun, and I made this a while ago, and then the chain, as you can see, is just like that, just simple pearls. So I'm going to take this off, wear this on here, do you see what I mean, and then have that hanging off there. That's what I'm going to do with that. And then the other thing is I bought these earrings, which are again in Croatian style, and they've got pearls through them as well. I really like how they look. Then I got this. This is really nice. This matches the earrings. So over there, I noticed that someone from Croatia, please tell me the name of this because I don't know the name, but in a lot of the shops, there were these spheres, kind of balls, as necklaces that you could purchase, and they come in all different sizes, in gold and in silver, and they really caught my eye, and I thought that's really pretty. A couple of other things which I didn't actually purchase when I was there, but they turned up while I was there. The first of these trousers, which I've wanted to try for ages, they're from Prada, and they've got a, can you see the pouch thing on the front here? This is non-removable, so I guess when I have them cleaned, that stays on there. But I love the style of these, except for I like the height on the waist and the fittedness on the waist, but I feel for me, I need to have them taken up, but I feel that the legs are a bit too baggy, and so I'm thinking of having them altered so that they're slightly more fitted on the legs, slightly more straight leg, but I really like those. I purchased those on Farfetch last week actually, and I did try the coupon code that they gave me. I think some of you were telling me that the 10% off worked on YSL, but I used the 15% on that just to see. It didn't work, but I got the £50 off because you know there was the £50 off things. And then the second pair of trousers are these, and I wasn't going to show these, but then I thought, well, why not? These are from Lilysilk, and they sent them to me. Now, one cool thing is that I've ordered their trousers before, and because I'm tall, they don't fit. They're kind of like a pedal pusher on me, but I didn't realise they've got this thing. They haven't told me to talk about this, by the way, they just sent me the trousers. But I noticed the other day when I was on there, if you look at a certain item, you can customise it to your own sizing. And I can't remember exactly how much extra it is. I think it's like £30 or something, could be really wrong. But you can give them your own dimensions, and like, for example, if you have slightly longer arms, or you know, and you want the sleeve longer, or you find that some trousers don't fit on the calf, or they're not long enough, or you have like a really small waist versus hips, you can give them that and they will make them, and that's what they did for me on those. Now let's move on to the mail time, because I've got mail from you, and for any of you who don't know what this is when you write me and I read out your letters, and I love doing it. These really make me smile actually. So the first one is from a leaf, and you are in New York. Dear Sophie, I hope you are well and healthy as I write this letter. I've debated whether or not to write this letter and how to begin it. I've followed you for a long time and have a great deal of admiration for you and your success story. It fascinates me. I have a marketing degree like you. Actually, I have a bachelor's degree in international business and a master's degree in marketing. I've always assumed it would be easy for me to find a job, specifically since I've graduated both programs with honours. However, I've realised that it's far from the truth. I've been told to network, to go and meet different people, but the thing is I either get ignored or dismissed. I'm not sure where to begin. I've applied for a lot of entry-level positions and either get the response, we are seeking something with experience for this role. Oh, why do they do that? Why do they do? It's really unfair when places do that. I used to be up against that all the time. Do you know, when you first, in my opinion, when you first graduate, getting your foot on the first step of the ladder is the hardest thing. Once you've got your foot up, it's easier to work your way up. But trying to get someone to actually give you the time of day is the hardest thing. And it used to be so frustrating because I'd apply for jobs and the job would be something that didn't actually really require any skill as such. But you'd be told, oh, you need to have 2 years experience. And you'd think, but you can, like, you're asking for graduates, but you want them to have 2 years experience. It's very difficult. I was hoping to get some advice and or career guidance from you. I'm including my resume and cover letter. What am I doing incorrectly? Which jobs or roles do I think I'd be best suited to given my background? I'm at a stage in my life where I feel completely lost and defeated. I believe that your career advice and direction would be extremely beneficial to me. You've already had such a profound impact on me. Your content has brightened my day whenever I've been down, and I'm so grateful to that. Wow. Please feel free to read my letter in front of the camera. Someone else may also be in a similar situation to me, and I hope that they receive some insight as well. Please accept my apologies for the lengthy letter and my sloppy handwriting. No, it's not, and it's not long either, don't you worry. I've actually got your CV and I'm honoured that you would send it to me, and I'll have a look at it, and anything I can add, I'm going to let you know, and I will write back to you because you have given me your address. By the way, I've got letters from some of you that are coming up, and you've said, you've written to me a second time, and you said, oh, I hope you got my letter, and quite a few of you, I know I wrote back to you, and I actually keep all of your letters, and when I've written back to you, I write on the front of the envelope that I've replied, and I put the date, and then it gets filed away. And I went through, and 2 of you I've written back to, and so I don't think you've had my letter, and I don't know why that is, but I'll come to that in 1 second. For anyone watching who is in a Leafs situation where you've graduated, you've done really well, you've got your honours degree, and then you can't even get yourself on the career ladder. What I think to do is this is what I had to do. I actually, come to mention it, I did my CV, no one ever looked at it. What I ended up doing is I took aspects or skills that I had from this rubbish job that I had, and you know how I say to you, what to do is to take those skills and to describe them in business language. So I basically had skills and things I was doing every day, and I discounted them as just being like a bit rubbish. But then when I thought about it, I thought, well, making tea and coffee for customers, that's customer service. It kind of is, because I'm the person that's got to keep them entertained as such while they're waiting. So what I'd say is, any jobs you've had in the past, pull out things that are a skill. Like, even I worked in catering at an old person's home, and then I did cleaning for years, and there are even things in that you can talk about in business terminology. Because, for example, when I was a cleaner, I had a certain amount of time to clean every single room to a really good standard. So that's working to a deadline. And let me tell you, for any of you who are cleaners, you'll know this, but when you have a certain amount of time to clean a room and you've got to do it to a really high standard, that is a skill. I would really buddy up with recruiters as well. Find recruiters in your local area that specialise in the area that you want to move into, and set up a face-to-face meeting or a video call. Now, the next letter that I've had is from Yvonne, and Yvonne, you have sent me 3 of the nicest letters, and there is a reason why you sent me 3. You explained that you'd written 2, but you didn't want to send them because you were like, is this a bit weird? And then you just decided you're going to go ahead and send them, and I'm really glad that you did. And not only that, look at what Yvonne has made for me. Look at this gorgeous headband. Can you see she's put, I think this camera keeps focusing on my face and not the actual hairband, but she's put pearls around there and then actual crystals here. How cool is that? There's a mirror there. I love that look. Yvonne, thank you so much. And you have written, right, you've numbered them. Dear Sophie, thank you for uploading all of these amazing videos. I really enjoy them, especially when you're spending time with your husband. I'm from Hong Kong, but currently studying in Australia. I saw your Hong Kong vlog the other day and it seemed like you didn't have the local gourmets and you weren't able to go sightseeing. This is true. And this is one of my biggest regrets, but we couldn't do anything about it. We went to Hong Kong at the end of 2019 and it was a place that I've always wanted to go. But when we were there, the riots were going on and we were on the mainland bit, and I think the riots were going on the island. And according to the hotel, the island was the place to go, but the hotel didn't want us to go out. I hope one day I'll have the honour to bring you around the city. Keep up the great work. Now the next card, number 2. Dear Sophie, thank you for all the YouTube videos. I really enjoy them and keep repeating them for multiple times. It's always a treat to have a new video every week. I'm having some social anxiety type of issues and your voice is just soothing. I'm opening an Etsy store. I'm still awaiting for approval. Will you have any advice for me? That would be really helpful. Yvonne. I don't know loads about Etsy. I wonder if you're selling these, because I would buy these. But yeah, I'm not really sure how Etsy works, so annoyingly I don't have any advice for you on how to get traction on there, which is annoying. I'm really sorry. And then your third and final card says, Dear Sophie, this is my third card. The previous 2 I've kept for too long and didn't post them. I made this headband when thinking of you. I hope it matches your style. It absolutely does. How good is that? It looks like a little crown. I like it, it's really nice. Your Etsy shop has finally opened, but there's not many views and visits. I guess I have to wait. I might graduate without completing my honours. I'm trying to be financially independent from my parents, but it's been difficult to even find a part-time job. I study psychology and it doesn't present myself by feeling the way you feel, depressed and blue. Thank you for giving me motivation. It really helps me to make small changes when I'm ill. Yvonne, do you know something? Anxiety and depression is the worst. I get anxiety from time to time and it's normally it's normally actually work related. That's why I was really pleased that I went on holiday, because before I went, I was so stressed to the point where, do any of you get so stressed at work that the thought of having to go to work makes you feel really anxious to the point where you don't even want to think about it, you don't want to go to work? That's how it's been recently, because I've had too much to do. But when you talk about anxiety in particular, I get it myself. And it's horrible. One thing that really helps for me is running. If I'm really anxious, I will normally, for me, I'll step away from my desk, and if it's convenient in the day, because I work from home, if it's convenient, I will go for a really quick run and it just takes it down a bit. A really good friend of mine, he describes it as a dog on a lead that's out of control and it's running and it's dragging you behind it. He always says to me, I'm having one of those days where I need to grab hold of that dog's lead and yank it back and control it, not it control me. And I always think that's a really good analogy, actually, in a way. But anyway, thank you so much. I will write back to you. The next card is this, and this is from the UK. Yes, it's from the UK and it's from Alicia. And Alicia has said, Hi, my name is Alicia. I recently got back into your channel after looking into luxury bags. You've probably heard it before, but I've just graduated this year. I live with my parents. I'm looking for work and mentally things have been up and down. It's been a really bad year for this, and I get loads of you write to me privately, so if you're watching this and you're thinking, I'd like to write but I don't want it read out, just write on your letter that you don't want it read out, or if you do, write that as well. But I've had so many of you this year in particular writing because you're struggling. You probably watch and you're like, oh, your life's perfect. And I'm really lucky, my life's good. But when it comes to stress and dealing with it, I get it as well. Your story helps give me motivation to keep going. I wouldn't make any excuses for why I couldn't have nice things, but I need to not be afraid and want more out of my life. It's like the dog analogy. You're the same, Alicia. Maybe with all of us, that dog on a lead is running out of control and we need to yank it back, because with stress, it totally can dictate your life. And that's the most annoying thing about it. Once you let it do that, it then embeds itself, and then it's really hard to break that cycle. But anyway, Alicia, you've put your address. I'm going to write back to you. Now, one card in particular, I really smiled at when I saw this. This is from Nonna, and Nonna is from Armenia. And this is the most beautiful card, which is all embroidered with beads on it. And you know, I really like it with all of you when, particularly when you live abroad and you write to me and you share something about your local country. Like one of you actually sent me, and I use it all the time, one of you sent me this carrier bag. And this carrier bag has got places on it in your area, and these places have all been entered previously into awards in your area and they've won. Hello dear Sophie, I'm Nonna, originally from Armenia, currently living in Northern Ireland. I love watching your videos. I have mixed feelings about luxury items. Some things are nice and other things are really overpriced. I agree. But I just adore the way you talk and your personality. That is the reason I follow your channel. I've commented under one of your videos about being anxious. More of us anxious. Flying to Armenia, first time after your mum passing. Now, Nonna and I have been speaking on email, and Nonna had a horrible situation that she was facing at the time. Her mum, you have said I couldn't read this. Her mum got sick at the end of 2020 and passed away. And then Nonna, you were saying that you were like, I'm stressed about going back to Armenia because I haven't obviously been there in a while because of COVID, and I don't want to go back and things aren't as I remember them. That was like one of your really big stresses about it. And when you told me that, I thought I can completely understand that, because I'd be feeling the same. It's kind of, it's almost like how you want to remember a situation, you don't want that situation to change into a bad memory of potentially of how you see it. You've gone on to say that your mum's absence is just unbearable. Do you know, I hate bereavement. I've been through it before, like loads of you, and it's the most painful, relentless, horrible, deep feeling, and you feel like you're never going to get over it. And you know, do you know what I mean? I don't know if any of you know what I mean, but when you're going through it, it just feels relentless. It feels like all consuming. One of our favourite things was to go to artisan markets on Saturdays. This time I was alone. While I was walking around, I was looking at all different art and craft pieces, and I saw this cute little wooden bag, and I had to get it for you. I hope you like it. Thank you for being so kind and approachable. Love from Nonna. Oh my god, that's so kind. Oh, you wait till you see this. This is so beautiful. I can't believe you thought of me. Oh, look, 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 look. This is a bag. I already know where this is going. And I'm going to use this. I'm going to properly show you what this looks like on. This is carved and made out of wood. David's going to be like, wow. I feel really honoured that you'd think of me on that. Thank you so much, Nonna. Thank you to all of you. Everyone is so nice, and I love all of you, and I love talking to you all in the comments and writing to you all, and I feel really, really grateful for that, Nonna. You've given me your address, so I will write back. Now I have 3 more left. This one, Joanna and Ed, you're another couple who I wrote back to, and it looks like you didn't get my letter. So this is from Joanna, who lives in the UK. And you said, "Dear Sophie, I'm not sure if my last letter reached you or not. It was a rather flimsy envelope, so I thought I would recap on my situation." Now, Joanna had or has cancer, and in the last letter that I shared on here, she was talking about her treatment, and it's a difficult read, and I'm someone who's had cancer, and it's a horrible topic or thing to go through. But Joanna, when you were telling me your story, I could completely feel you on what you're going through. Long story short, the football-sized cyst turned out to contain some malignant cells. Oh, thank God. There were some cells also deposited on my liver and diaphragm. The first surgery went well, and a doctor in America who is part of my case said that instead of chemotherapy, I would benefit from surgery to remove the bits left behind. That surgery is due to go ahead on the 24th of August. I hope that that's gone well. Of course, I'm nervous and scared, but I'm also determined that this may be my final stop. I'll be in hospital this time for about a week, and it's then 6 weeks wait to see if the doctors can decide if I'm fully out of danger. I really hope that further treatment isn't needed. I saw a while ago, I did a video and you were I spoke about how I had cancer as a child. If it's all right, can you please tell me more about your experience? Yeah, sure. So when I was around I was born and I had weird marks on my back, kind of like bruises. And my parents kept taking me to the doctor, but they were never taken seriously. And the doctors were like, "Oh, it's just a birthmark." And my parents were like, "No, we've got a gut feeling it's not." Anyway, you know how parents can do that. That's what my parents tell me. And then as I got older, they started to actually stick out and protrude out of my back, but the doctors were still like, no, it's fine. And I had loads of them by this point, and they're like purpley blue bruises around my spine. And then I had an accident one day and I caught one. Never forget that pain. And I went to hospital and they operated, and they were like everywhere. So probably a bit like you actually, Joanna, where one touches another, then another grows, then another grows. Like anything that touches it grows another tumour. And that's what they were tumours. And they removed them all, and they were still telling my parents it's nothing, it's just like some lumps. And then it came back as cancer, and then I had to go back for a second operation. And oh my God, it was a horrible time actually. I was ill for a long time because they took out so much. And then I had to go, like, you have to go for checks for years to make sure that the cancer hasn't come back. And it never did come back, thank God. But yeah, that was pretty bad. So when you talk about that, I can sympathise. I heard you say on YouTube that you love ducklings. So I made you a little something in the blue parcel as a thank you for being a pen friend. Ed has also included some sweets. Please feel free to show the present on camera. It would be nice to see that you got it. If you have my other letter and it arrived, great. I did, and I read it out and I wrote back to you, but I'm gonna write back to this. First of all, we have sweets. Thank you massively, Ed. If you're watching this, Ed, thank you so much for the sweets. I've actually already had one. Really nice. Look, look. We have a whole load of sweets. And then I'm curious now to know about this. I like ducklings, rabbits and seals. You know how seals are really cute? They're like round and cute. Oh wow. You made this for me. That must have taken you ages. This is a cross stitch. Oh, this is incredible. Oh, look. Oh, Joanna, it's so lovely. I'm gonna frame this. You can frame these. I'm gonna put a frame around this. I'm so grateful. You didn't have to do that, and it's so lovely. And I keep and cherish everything that you guys send me, and I'm gonna keep that. Let me put that away, safe. And then we have our final two. I know this has been long, but I like when you write to me to be able to kind of, you know, give your letter proper time and write to you and stuff. Now, this letter is from Brady, and I wrote back to Brady a few months ago. And you've put, "Hi Sophie, thank you for your recent letter. It's greatly appreciated. I was delighted to receive it and find it quite endearing that you spend time corresponding with your YouTube fans in a friendly and meaningful way. It really does make one feel special. I was impressed that you not only wrote out your letter by hand, but that you wrote 2 pages. My hand after I'm writing letters is killing me. I was so excited to see a Mailtime during the summer in which my letter and gift were featured. It was so much fun to hear you address me directly and watch you through the contents watch you go through the contents of the parcel. I hope you enjoyed the small samples, and I agree, that soap smelled amazing." Do you know, Brady, I must confess I've saved it. I don't want to use it because it all looks so nice. Actually, no, that's not true. I've already used up the soap. But those little tubs, I don't want to use them. They smell so good. But I don't want to ruin them. They're actually in my bathroom. I've got a tray and they're on there and they look really nice. I've also been happy to see that you've been able to get out for more activity-based content, such as the summer car show, some trips and a visit to your spa for a treatment. I'm still shocked every time you go to Harrods and we see that store is virtually empty. It's crazy. Clearly you are having a decrease in tourism, much the way New York City is. It must seem strange when you walk around and see few people milling around. London is typically bustling and active. It's definitely weird. In Harrods, it's definitely weird for it to be so empty. It was fun that you mentioned Phil doing panto, as I'm somewhat familiar with the genre. So Brady is an actor. My friend Phil, who has been in videos before, he is a comedian but also an actor and a stunt man, and he does panto every year at a particular theatre where he plays like one of the key roles, and that's what I was talking to Brady about. The last year and a half has been very difficult for work. I was able to obtain a play production, again over on Zoom, as well as some TV work, which was great. Fortunately, over the last couple of months, there has been more progress in the entertainment industry and people are getting back to work. More shows are being shot on location now in New York City, and that's encouraging for us all. So while it's been a bit tough, it's getting better, and I appreciate your concern. Lastly, I wanted to tell you that you're a good influencer for Aspinall of London. I was not familiar with that brand, so I researched it a while back, as you'd mentioned them a few times now in videos. I found a beautiful black leather crocodile embossed oversized travel wallet with a brilliant red suede interior, and it has compartment for one's passports, travel papers, money and any other miscellaneous travel documentation. It's a stunning piece, and it arrived, as you showed, in beautifully wrapped boxes, and it was like receiving a gift. How good is that brand? Aspinall of London are brilliant. They look so high-end, and I don't know why they're not more popular. I really like that brand. I will close here and just mention it's been a pleasure to correspond with you. Sophie, you're a real gem in the YouTube world, and your genuine thoughtfulness and warm manner means a lot to all of us who enjoy your videos. So until next time, happy fall and continued good wishes to you and David. I have one last letter, and I already knew who this was from. No, actually I've got 2. Where's the other one? Now I have 2 final letters, and I know who both of you are because as soon as I looked at them I was like, I know that writing. This one is from Charlotte in the UK. This is Charlotte's letter, and Charlotte wrote to me and I wrote back. To Sophie, I wrote to you back in December 2020 seeking your opinions on A-levels. At the time I was awaiting on the news as to whether the GCSE examinations would be going ahead. The day I'm writing this, which is the 12th of August, I collected my GCSE results. Also, you haven't said how you did. I hope you did well. As I thanked my teachers, I also feel the need to thank you too. During lockdown, you became someone who I really looked up to. Due to homeschooling, I struggled to keep my motivation. However, watching your videos reminded me of what I'm working towards. So I just wanted to say thank you so much. Just to let you know, from your advice, I'm beginning my next chapter in September at 6th form, starting my A-levels. I think, Charlotte, were you talking about not staying at 6th form? I could be wrong. I was talking to one of you who was thinking, shall I just drop out? Maybe it was I think it was someone else who was thinking about, and I said get your A-levels done, and then if you don't want to do college and university, that's fine, just get that done though. And then in the future, if you decide as an adult that you want to go to university, at least your A-levels done and out the way. Oh, Charlotte, what a lovely letter. I hope you did well. I think based on the fact you're already on your way to your A-levels, it sounds like you did. And then the final letter, and I knew who this was from as well because you have very distinctive writing. This is from Anna, who is from the US. Dear Sophie, hello to you, David, and the rabbits. I hope you are all doing well and staying healthy. Can you believe we are almost at the end of 2021? How crazy these past 2 years have been. Does anyone feel slightly stressed at how fast time is going right now? Because on the news, when they keep saying 2 years, I'm like, it hasn't been 2 years, has it? No, it can only have been 1. And I'm like, it actually is getting on for 2 years since COVID commenced. I've been catching up on watching some of your recent videos from early September. While I don't write that often, I actually have been trying to do a bit of wardrobe cleaning out, and you thought you'd say hello. Since autumn is around the corner, I've found that I've been a bit unhappy with some of my summer purchases. Too many floral tops that I can't pair with skirts because of the mismatched patterns, etc. I wondered if you could either do a video or speak about recommendations you may have on staple clothing items that everyone should have. Typically, I keep your videos in mind when I'm deciding on accessories or bags to purchase. For example, I purchased a beautiful deep red Aspinall of London. We're talking about Aspinall again. You purchased an Aspinall of London bag earlier this year after seeing my video on the brand. And I know that you try on various outfits in some of the videos, but I'm really curious to hear your thoughts on absolutely essential must-have clothing items. Do you recommend sticking with neutral colours? Are there any items that you think should be purchased higher end or higher quality? Here in the US, we have a luxury department store called Saks Fifth Avenue that carries high-end brands. I've begun purchasing a few basic items like cotton blouses, a white t-shirt, camel-coloured trousers. I found the quality to be significantly better than at a store like Zara or H&M. Your thoughts may be similar since Harrod is also a luxury department store, but what kind of advice would you give to a normal late 20s girl who doesn't really have any strong sense of fashion? If you were to have a minimal wardrobe, what would be in it, and do you think it's worth it to purchase more expensive staple pieces for better quality? Anyway, I love your style, your taste in bags and accessories, and even your home decor. You have a way of making everything look both stylish and cozy, which I love at this point. I've enjoyed following you since 2015. I know you've been with me ages, years. You are literally like a long lost girlfriend who I like to go shopping with. Take care, Anna. I think that, well, my newest thing when it comes to how to dress, I've kind of changed the way that I dress, and I did it a couple of months ago. And what I used to do was I used to buy things that I liked, but they didn't necessarily flatter my figure. And then I just had this eureka moment where I thought, if I wear really, so ratio wise, I'm very hourglass, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I like to balance it a bit, because when I'm wearing heavier clothes, I find that I can look heavier. Does that make sense? So what I do now is I kind of learnt how to dress for my figure by wearing high-waisted, really tight trousers, and then it gives a really defined waist. And now what I do is I keep that silhouette in my mind, and I look for like really quality, say, trousers. So I tend to, that's what I would say. Think about your figure, and it didn't take me a quick amount of time to figure it out. I don't have a very good imagination when it comes to what to wear, but once I figured out my style and what flattered me, so like for example, I don't wear skirts, and I used to try and force it. I don't wear skirts. I've embraced that. I don't buy skirts anymore or dresses because I don't wear them. So I just would say to buy, yeah, I'd say to buy quality, and I actually have coats and jackets from 2009 that I still wear now, and they still look really good, and they're from like Reiss, Karen Millen old school, though the old Karen Millen of back in the day, the designs were not only amazing, but that stuff stayed together. It looked fantastic, and the quality is still there now on the stuff that I've got. But you don't need to spend sort of Dior and Chanel money to get a really good quality coat or jacket. So this video is incredibly long. I'm sorry about that. If you're still here, well done. And I hope you've enjoyed this. If you want to write, I will put my PO box address below so that you can do that. And please no one feel that you have to send me any gifts or anything. I don't want any of you to want to get in touch but feel put off because you feel the need that you must get me something. You do not. I like your letters, so yes, just say that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.